self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists. What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another episode.
This week, in what I pulled out of Remy's ass, he decided to eat stuffing from a pillow and pooped fluff. And some of the fluff banded together and got stuck. And I had to pull it out of his ass. And what's so fucked up is every time this happens, he just stands there and looks at me while I do this.
Dead in your face.
Just staring at me while I'm pulling fluff out of his ass. Like, it's so... It's like, what do you... Stop looking at me. This bad enough I gotta do this shit. You just sit here staring at me like, stop it.
What else is he expecting to do?
I don't just look ahead.
He might like it. He might have a, booty fetish.
Gross.
What?
He needs to stop fucking eating
Dogs
shit.
can have fetishes.
Can they, though?
I think so. I mean, clearly they don't have a dialogue to talk about what it is.
I don't know that they work that way.
Are you certain?
I mean, they screw to procreate. It's
if
not...
you put like 3 different big stuffed animals there, I bet they're going to hump the same one repeatedly. The one they like.
Maybe.
I bet.
Kingston hump. Well... I had all the bears I had, he chose the biggest one. And this one, he 20 pounds now. So he was like 6-7 pounds at the time. I'm like, why would you choose the biggest fucking bear here to do this to? That's like 18 times your size.
Look, Kingston get to have his big Shirley.
No, because I scared him and made him stop doing that because I didn't. Yeah, every time I would catch him, I just scared the shit.
Oh, you fucked him up.
He don't do it no more. Cause I didn't want him humping shit. What you mean?
You gonna shame your kids out of sexual?
Not as long as they look. I can have a conversation with them and tell them that is do that in your room. He's a dog, so you better be grateful that he ain't humping your leg when you come over to visit. I was looking out for everybody who would ever visit my home. I didn't want to have a dog that just started humping people out of the fucking blue, so I had to put a stop to it.
By giving your animal PTSD.
He ain't got no PTSD.
You don't know what he got. He can't communicate it to you.
He fine. He just fine.
He got PTSD.
He ain't got no PTSD.
Fuck around and be around a bear like that one before.
I don't even have big bears like that. I mean, that bear was from like when I was in high school, and I don't buy bears anymore. So, and I threw that one away.
They gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah, right.
Listen, ass related dog play aside, dog related ass play aside. Which if you into that kind of thing, Red, that's fine.
It's disgusting. I hate it. But if he's standing there with shit hanging out of his ass, I can't just let it. Cause guess what the next move gonna be? He gonna put his butt on the floor and start scooting, and I'm gonna have mushed up shit in my flow. So I have to pull it out. I don't really have any other options here.
Okay. If that's what you say.
It's gross and it's disgusting. Then I have to fucking find something to... I don't have gloves. I used the last of the gloves when I did my hair. So what I had to do was go get one of his poop bags and use that to pull it out of his ass. It's ridiculous. And then Kingston, again, just standing over in the corner like, you did this. You shouldn't have got him. You should have left him where he was at.
You did this to yourself.
He stands there looking at me in judgment. And then Rem is staring. I don't know what the fuck he's staring at me for.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Don't do that.
Keep on pulling it.
It's disgusting.
Pull it slower.
I hate you. He's not enjoying it because he just has a he ain't paying. He's doing nothing. He just sits there and stares at me like, "Thanks, Mom, for getting this out of my ass. I couldn't get it. I tried."
When a dog don't like something, what do they do?
It depends.
I tell you what they don't do. They don't just fucking stand there and look at you. So at the baseline, it's neutral. But
he don't care.
It's possible that he just like it.
I mean, it's neutral when shit comes out of his ass. Why wouldn't it be neutral that this string or whatever, which is smaller, his shit is huge?
Because it's a different texture.
It's covered in shit. I would imagine not. It's covered in shit.
I'm pretty sure he feel that.
He can't feel it enough to push it out, so then I have to come along and pull it. Some bullshit.
Some dog shit.
Sick of that dog eating shit. Like, Kingston never.
You can't talk. You can't have a conversation talking about shit and then use shit as a curse word in there. You gotta use a different curse word.
That's the only one that
It's
fits.
confusing shit. Shit.
I think they know the differences between the shits.
They do. But still. So I'm gonna need y'all to go to the website and www.conversationconartist.com and check out the new episodes, check out the old episodes, and leave us some feedback.
Like episode 69.
Yeah, it's still old. Look, I pulled it up to update it the other day, and I didn't. But you can still leave some emails.
Because you haven't been getting the emails either.
I got the emails now. We're good. I had the app that I use to pull emails only for the Gmail account. So now I have it set up for that account as well. That being said, we have multiple emails behind. I'm going to do better. But I'm going to clear up some stuff. This is going to be one full episode. We did our June trial of splitting the episodes up. It didn't increase anything but our level of productivity. Not many more listens. But, it is what it is. It was for people who communicated that a shorter show would be better, but I think most of the people who listen are in positions where they can listen to the whole show, and that's fine. Or are they somebody who listen again? I want to give a shout out to some of the podcasts that I listen to. I listen to Government Name Podcast. Not only do we listen to them, Cole Jackson 12 at Twitter and Real Shogun Beats at Twitter. But we hang out with them. They come through. I cook and we all chill. We
Talk shit.
Talking shit. We going to see Spider-Man on Thursday.
We are.
Like, we all chilling. So them some real cool dudes. Y'all need to check out.
Also, we have a crossover episode next week. So, and speaking to that, while we're on them, please comment and let us know if we did a lot. We're doing it live, so this is going to be another one of the Facebook Live episodes where you can see all of us, and we're doing it with government name. So if you could let us know what time we were shooting for Sunday. Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we had agreed on Sunday. I think that was gonna work for them too. Either way, Saturday or Sunday, let us know what day would be better.
And that's next week.
This is this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend, because they'll hear this on Tuesday. So you have from Tuesday till Saturday to let us know what will work for you. And what time?
See, I don't know what I was for this conversation.
They just sent the thing in the group this earlier today. Where were you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we have to figure it out. Because I have a standing appointment on Sundays at 6:00.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's been 2 weeks down because of me going out of town and other events.
That's right. Yeah, they said the 9th. That's Saturday or Sunday. Today.
We have to talk about it.
Okay, well.
To see if anything else can shake. If not, then, I guess we'll figure it out.
Well, still, whatever y'all's preference is, because we won't have it recorded before. You mean moving it to another week?
I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't matter. You still have that 6:00 appointment every Sunday, so we may have to just do it on a Saturday. Time. How about y'all just let us know what time of the day would work?
What time of the day is best?
That y'all will be able to watch the live stream. It'll play regardless. If you miss it, you can still watch it because it'll be on our page and I guess their page. I don't know how we're going to set this up.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, but
we'll have to figure it out.
Let us know what time.
So we had a letter from another podcast, another black podcast called the Roommates Podcast with Hafiz, Chris, and Sam. I ain't had a opportunity to listen to it, but they sent us an email just giving us a shout out for being a black podcast and having some content that was at least moderately decent enough to send an email. And so y'all check that out when y'all get a chance. Talk It Out and T.O. Black with Gabby, KT, and Joy. I listened to that. Just Say Words podcast. Head over to teespring.com/words pod. Check out his t-shirts on wife beaters. Wife beaters is a horrible thing to continue calling them shits. What's a better word for that?
They're tank tops. That's all they are.
That's it?
They're tank tops, but because whatever, they start being called wife beaters, but they are essentially tank tops.
Okay, Crystal Clear Podcast and Glenn and Her Podcast. I'm branching out to try to listen to more podcasts. These podcasts are the ones I listen to more consistently. So, give those a shout. Check them out. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. MISTER_on-point.
And that can be found at red_calamity. Also, we are still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question that you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it in to the website, or you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist with an S at gmail.com. We have 2 letters today. One of them is a little bit older than the other.
Yeah, one came from May, and it came from Colin. Sorry about that, Colin. I wasn't looking for the website email stuff. But here's my question. As therapists, how do you explain the phenomenon, or just the way some people are, of front-runnerism? Specifically, so many people who hated LeBron James for leaving Cleveland for Miami are now caping for him. Or the same people who have caped for LeBron James forever across multiple teams now suddenly are hating on Kevin Durant. All both of these guys did was leave for a better job opportunity in a better location when it boils down to it. What's the deal? Now, a better term, I guess, would probably be bandwagon jumping.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of, you know, moving from supporting one player and not supporting them for some reason. I guess it wouldn't even be bandwagon jumping, because bandwagon jumping would just be jumping on the best for whatever reason. But I think it's more akin to that.
I think it's because people don't look at it like them, as he put it, moving, getting a better job and better pay. I think when people look at the players that they like, because I guess this example specifically goes to sports, they don't look at them like people who making money. They're people on a team that I like, and so you shouldn't do anything that I don't want you to do, because I'm looking at you like, I mean, the same way, what are the not imaginary league, those
Imaginary league.
not imaginary,
what are you talking about?
Fantasy league shit. It's the same way, like, you just look at this player as somebody that you put in a particular place because you feel like that's where they should be. I don't think they look. So when they make business moves, people ain't looking at it like it's a good business move for their player. It's, bitch, this my team, and I need you to stay on my team because I want my team to win. I don't think that they're considering what's better for the player. They just, I think people are loyal to the team. Now, there are some people who are more loyal to players than they are to the team that they're on. Like, I think there were people who followed LeBron wherever he went to. They didn't care about him swapping teams. Then you had those people who were Cleveland fans who were pissed. Or you had those people that were Miami fans who were pissed and they was burning his jersey and shit. So, I think people are loyal, or aren't always loyal to, like, the players. It's the team. And so if you loyal to the team, of course I don't want you to do no shit that's gonna fuck with my team's chances of winning the championship next year. I'm not thinking about, oh, this a better move for you and your family or whatever. I don't give a shit about that. My team is what I'm loyal to, not necessarily the players on it.
Look at it like having a group project and you got the best team. You know what I'm saying? You got the person that's organized. You got the person that worked relentlessly around the clock to get it done. You got the smart person that got it together. You got the ideal team, the best chances for you to have success. And your boss remove one of those critical components. You know? Like, you, at that point, are going to be not happy that that person is gone. You know? And if another person got to come to your team, you automatically have a system of who you don't want to come to your team, you know, and who you would rather come to your team. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the NBA, I think that's what all sports creates. It's created this, like, unbridled, unfiltered level of support for people based on what they can bring to your team, what they can bring to this system that you support and you value. You know, if all of your favorite players left your team, like, can it still really be your team? That's one thing I've never understood. And it's been hard for me to say, people be like, that's my team. And I'd be like, well, what if all those players, the exact players, went to another team? Would that still be your team? Like, and why is this blanket generalized team your team anyway? when it exists of a revolving doors of individuals? Like, what makes you loyal to just a team?
I mean, for some people, I guess, like, if you, we don't get this because Alabama ain't got no motherfucking team. But I think for people who live in the cities, like Cleveland, that actually have, or Miami, that have an NBA team, you might support that team regardless of who on it because they repping your city, right? We don't get that because we ain't got no teams here. But for the people that live in those cities, I think you would continue to support the team regardless of who was on it because you just like they repping your city. Or like maybe with the Bulls, they have a long legacy. Maybe you just like the Bulls because of the legacy that they've had. I think there are reasons that people could have,
and maybe that's a perspective that I have because I'm from Alabama. Yeah, we ain't got no damn teams. Like, as far as pro go, we supposed to choose Alabama or Auburn and be okay with it, you know? So if you from Chicago, maybe that's the reason that these Chicago teams are your team, or from Houston, or Houston teams are your team. But if you are, you know, maybe that's why my perspective is the way it is. Like, I don't understand
there are
that.
people who don't even live in them cities, though. There's some hardcore Cleveland fans that don't even fucking live in Ohio at all. So for those kind of people, I'm not really sure what attracts them to that particular team regardless of who on it. I don't really know what your reasoning would be behind that. I feel like it makes more sense for people that live in that city, or if you're from that city and you continue to rep that team because it's repping the city that you from. But like for people who always lived in fucking LA and have always supported the Bulls or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know what their process is for choosing that team and following them behind it. Now, if you don't live in the city or have never lived in the city, I don't really know why you would be so loyal to this fucking team. Like, I don't know what would be behind that.
And I think the motivation for every player to move forward is to get a ring. Is to win the championship. Because
they support their teams, but I think at the end of the day, you as a player are going to be judged by them rings. You know what I'm saying? So I think while they might care about the team that they're on, they also have to worry about their career, which is separate from the team that they're on. So again, I think it's just a situation where it's different motives, right? Like I said, people who get upset about players leaving teams is because they're not loyal to those players, they're loyal to the team. So like, you leaving, fuck you, how dare you, because this gonna hurt my team and that's what I'm loyal to. But for the players, it's like, yeah, I care about their team, but career wise, I need to get this ring. So I'm gonna leave and do what the fuck I need to do so that my Hall of Fame, my stats, the legacy I leave behind is I won 6 rings. You know what I'm saying? So I just think the motivation for these things are different between the fans, the players, the owners of the teams. Like, everybody's motivation is a little bit different. So I think that's what I would say it is. It's just different motivations.
Now, to get to a specific instance, like, so LeBron James was in Ohio.
Yep.
And
that's where he's from.
Yeah, where he's from. And so everybody grew up with his story in Ohio. Even before a lot of us knew, I'm pretty sure Ohio people knew about this kid, LeBron James, going all around the place. And so when he left Cleveland, it was like betrayal.
Yep.
But he went to a team that he felt he had the best chance of winning a ring. He got some rings. He came back to Ohio. Okay. It seems like, let me get this out the way. Let me rub this one out and then move forward. Now, Kevin Durant, on the other hand, I think why people are super angry with Kevin Durant is because not only did he leave his team to go to another team, he left the team that they lost to in the championship the previous year and went to that team the next year. That's the problem. That's like if Bowser let all his goons go and just join Mario. He was like, you know what, Mario? Fuck my kids. Fuck these Goombas. Exactly. Fuck these Goombas and these ducks. I'm coming over there to you. I'm gonna be a plumber. I'm gonna give you the princess back. Fuck them. They can be goons by themselves. Or Sonic going over to Dr. Robotnik, being like,
fuck Tails.
Exactly. Look, fuck Tails and Knuckles. Dr. Robotnik. I got coins like a
Wasn't it a
motherfucker.
girl
Who?
in Sonic?
Tails.
Tails is not a girl.
Oh, I don't know what. Ain't no girls. Well, I mean, it's a girl on a TV show.
Daisy. What was her name?
It was a girl on the TV show.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I don't know who
can't
was on
remember.
the.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, fuck all of them. I'm going with Robotnik.
Do you know in Super Mario, in the Mario series, like Mario is the bad guy and Donkey Kong is like the good guy?
Did I know that?
It's a game theory about how evil Super Mario is, and it seems legit when you look at the history of him as a player. It's weird. You have to watch. It's like 16 minutes long, but it's interesting. So that being said, like, not only betrayal, that's like, you know, your girl leaving you and going to start chilling with your brother type situation. Like, it's not just betrayal, it's betrayal on an ultimate level. Two people who are that high on that level of fandom to where they hold these players responsible for the decisions they make. At the end of the day, it don't goddamn matter what Kevin Durant do. He can do what the fuck he want to do. He's a grown ass man. His pockets get bigger from this decision.
Yep.
His ring aspirations are getting met, and you just gonna go home and sit your ass in that broken ass recliner that you got, that you should have been got fixed or replaced, and just be sad about that shit. Like, it just confuses me. It just confuses me when people get so angry, so frustrated, so mad around them decisions that they teams and they players make, you know. I mean, the only way that should make a difference is if you putting bets out there with loan sharks and your life is in jeopardy because this nigga left.
Should probably not be doing that.
Yeah, don't make like season long bets.
Don't do that
in the off season because you don't know what's gonna happen.
No,
if that's the thing, I don't even know if that's a thing. But I think that I think that sports has just really created a system of people feeling like these athletes are accountable to them by their own love and desire for that show. I wouldn't go so much into thinking that that's a psychological principle in people. You know, I think it's more just a conditioning way of reacting to when they lose something that they want to have on their team. You know, I mean, I don't know no other way or theory to describe it. I just think in your email you said how people are. I just think that's how some people are. Some people just get overly involved in the lives of the players and the teams, and they start holding them responsible like they the damn GM and like they making them decisions. You know, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, some of these players might be legit assholes and really difficult to work with. You know, and so them getting removed from teams or sent somewhere else might be a blessing to some of these GMs and stuff out here. You know, I don't know if LeBron James is like that. I know it's reported that LeBron James got some level of OCD. You know, he don't like shit being left around the locker room and jerseys on the floor and shit. Like, they say he really busts his team ass about that kind of shit. So you just never know what's going on with them in the context. I mean, are they happy? And if you had an option of keeping your favorite player at a team that will make your team better, but that individual person is not happy, would you?
I think most people would. Like I said, I don't think the loyalty is to the players a lot of times. I think it is to the team. So if this is what's better for my team, you should just stay.
If that's your perspective, your opinion don't deserve to be respected because you don't respect that person as an individual.
But I think most of the people who get upset like about these swaps, unless it's something where it's like there's some background, like with LeBron leaving Cleveland because that, you know, those people had or like Kevin Durant, when it's just like regular and people get upset, I think that's what it is. I think the loyalty is to the team. It's not to that player. And you're fucking up my team by leaving. It's gonna hurt my team. And I'm not worried about like what's best for you. I'm worried about my team and how they gonna do next year without your black ass.
I got you.
So I mean, I don't really give a fuck about sports, so I don't have no opinion either. But that's just what I have observed watching other people who do give a fuck about sports.
Yeah, because I mean, I do understand the context of it. I mean, I don't watch sports because I got narcolepsy. I can't stay woke during the downturns of those. When, like in basketball, when a timeout come, I'm fall asleep.
I used to watch basketball and I used to be a LeBron fan, but I don't know. My interest in shit goes away real quick. I can't even finish seasons of things because I just be like, eh. So to watch an entire like season of basketball and like go to the champ, it ain't gonna happen because I've been in lost interest way before they get to the championship.
Okay. Next question we got is from Cole Jackson.
With his black ass.
High rated on point.
Light skin ass, excuse me.
Don't be like that.
Yellow.
Native
Yellow.
Native American hair. All over the place.
All over the place.
High rated on point. I'm a long time listener of your show. Maybe you've heard of my show, Government Name Podcast. Oh, well, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, my God.
I have a question. If someone still lived with their parents, would you date them?
Hell the fuck no.
If the answer is yes, how long do they have to move out of their parents' house? Also, how long is too long to be in a relationship with someone who lives with their parents? If they're trying to get their life together, but it's taking maybe 3 years, do you leave them by then? But they get by on the 4th year and may have left a great relationship. Wait a minute. If they're trying to get their life together, but it's taking maybe 3 years, do you leave by then, but then get on by the 4th year they may have left a great relationship? Okay. Finally, I'm a man who feels like if you can stay with your parents, I cannot date you. Is that the male misogyny or do I have a legit reason? As always, thank you for reading my email. P.S. I want to give a shout out to Shogun, Pookie, and my Uncle Cleavester.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that it's misogynistic. I wouldn't even... Let me just address the first question. Would I date somebody that's living at home? Fuck no. And let me tell you why. I am 32 years old. And by now, I feel like in your 20s, you might come to... It might be a situation or a circumstance where like shit go left and you end up moving back in with your parents. By this age, I'm just not here for it. That's my personal preference. It might be, you know, some wonderful men out here shacking up with their parents that I might miss out on, but I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna date somebody that for a number of reasons. One, we not always gonna be chilling at my house. I'm not finna come to yours with your fucking parents there. I'm not finna do that. It's weird and I don't want to do it. I just don't. Not to mention, some people, because I can speak for myself for this. My mom has this thing where it's like, if you ain't in her house by midnight, you need to fucking stay where you at, right? I respect that because that's her house, and that's why I don't fucking live there, because I can come and go as I please in my own house. But if you live at home with your parents and they have the same type of rule, I'm not gonna be disrespectful and be like, what the fuck, you gotta be home by midnight, nigga? Like, really? I don't want you staying with me, so now you gonna have to just go. I don't want to have to deal with that. Like, that, especially just not at this age. Like, again, if I was in my early 20s, I would give somebody that. I would. But in my 30s, you need to have your own shit, nigga. I even give you living with roommates. I can deal with that. But your parents? No. Can't do it. Sorry.
But those are roommates.
No, they not. They your parents. That is different. That's they shit. You got roommates, that's y'all shit. Y'all sharing the load. It don't even matter if you paying bills in your parents' house. That is still their house. Yeah, they not your roommates. They your parents. That is different.
What if your parents live in your house?
How often does that happen?
I'm just saying. Does that make a difference?
I still ain't gonna want to come to your house because your fucking parents are there. I'm still not. I mean, you might could stay out later because it's your shit, I guess. But like, as far as me coming to your house, I just don't want to like sit with somebody and they fucking parents. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't. It's weird. I'm gonna feel like I'm a teenager and shit, and I gotta be on my best behavior. I can't curse, and I don't want to deal with that. I just don't. I want to be me.
It makes a difference as to what you have going on, I guess. Have you always lived with your parents, or is this new? You know, how long have you been living with your parents? Do you have an escape plan? You know, a situation where I'm going to be gone from my parents at this time. What kind of relationship do you have with your parents? You know, are they distant? Are they actively overly involved? If they actively overly involved, don't give a damn if you don't live with your parents. I might not want to date you in that instance. You know, like if you looking for like husband version of your daddy.
Oh my god,
like that. I don't want to walk into no expectation like that. I'm a motherfucking very specific type of dude. I ain't finna be like your daddy. Like, that's not gonna happen with me. So I think for me, I know it's different from women and men because men supposed to be out here grinding and providing 100% of the time.
But Cole said he don't want to date no
Well,
woman.
we'll get to that part of the question. You know, but the expectation in our society is for men to be grinding 100% of the time. The expectation for women, as it pertains to society, is women can do anything a man can do and they can earn on their own. But as it pertains to men, a lot of men don't expect women to be out here grinding because they want a woman that they can provide for in a lot of instances. Or they're fully expected to provide for them in the event that they ain't. I mean, to be honest, I do think that's changing. I think a lot of men are coming around and saying, you know, woman can provide for herself. It's like what am I trying to say? It's like a rebellion. It's like, oh, women can have everything a man can have? Well, shit, she better have a job. Well, shit, she better have a car. Well, shit, she better have her own place. But she better let me run all that shit. Like, this is just, it's a weird dynamic. But
I guess, for me, okay, I guess it does make, I still ain't gonna date you, but it does make a difference if you've always lived with your parents or if you're moving back in with them. Because I don't want to date somebody that always lived with their parents because you don't know how to do shit. You don't know how to maintain a household. You don't know how to budget. You don't know how to pay bills. You don't know how to run a fucking household. Like, if you didn't always live with your parents run their house. Like, you there, and you might contribute in some kind of ways, but that's not your house. So I don't want somebody who don't know how to live life. And I feel like if you've never moved out of your parents' house, you don't know how to do shit. Like, you don't know, I don't know, like, you don't know how to manage if some shit one month don't go right or if something else come up. You don't know how to juggle that, and that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kingston had a fucking colitis, and I had to take his ass to the vet, and it just randomly cost me $200. So, you know, you don't know how to, like, you don't know how to function when stuff like that happens because you got a safety net all the time if you always live with your parents, and I don't want that. I want somebody who know how to fucking figure shit out. Like, when shit go, you know what I'm saying? Like, adulting is it's some bullshit. Adulting is some bullshit. And if you've never had to adult, I don't want no newbie out here. I don't need that shit. You need to be established out here in this adulting world. Like, I can't.
the issue is also environmental, because this is a different conversation in New York, because in places like New York, a lot of people stay with their parents. Like, a lot of families stay together.
Because it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah, in California too. And not just that, but space-wise, like, it's just not a ton of kids that's out here with places to live, because it ain't just that many places to live for everybody. Mm-hmm. Think about if half of New York got their kids living with them, how much more space there would need to be for people to live if all them kids moved out to go on their own. So I think it's a big part of everything, not being able to stay in the location you rather stay in, you know, not wanting to stay in fucking horrible situations, not wanting to be over there where they gentrifying shit, you know, a lot of different things. And so California too, as far as how much it costs in some areas. So that's a dialogue we get to have here, because, you know, you don't have to stay with your folks. Mm-hmm. You can go move somewhere and find somewhere to stay at. What's the next part of the question? If the answer is yes, how long do they have to move out of their parents' house? So in the context of mine, there was a yes. You just have to have a plan to be out of your parents' house, and you shouldn't have been in your parents' house for like some long period of time. Like years. Yeah, like the last person I met on those social dating sites I went out with a couple of times. She was staying with her mama and her mama boyfriend, you know, but she had a plan to be gone, you know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't necessarily be a hold up from me dating somebody.
I think it's also different because you're a dude and she's a girl.
I know, yeah. Did I say that before?
I think you did.
Yeah, it makes a difference because of that expectation that women have of men, and especially because at the end of the day, well, hold on, I get the end of that part. So yeah, but it just depends on, you know, their situation. Also, how long is too long to be in a relationship with someone who lives with their parents? It depends on you. I mean,
how long is too long for you?
Exactly. Like that's gonna be.
No, I mean you.
Who, me?
About you. Yes.
How long is too long for me?
Yes.
Depends on the kind of relationship they got. You know, like if she can't spend the night over here because she live with her folks, we got a situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's the
we got problems.
Yeah.
If like you said, if it come to midnight and she got to leave, like when her parents is controlling her life because of her staying there, that is a problem. I don't care how long, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you might be staying with your parents and dating and looking for somebody to move in with at some point.
And I ain't got time for that shit.
Well, I think it's important to communicate what you expect out of that person. Like if if we move in together, if you've been staying with your parents since I've known you, and at some point we looking to move in together, I need to understand what is important in a household to you. I need to understand what you know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's I won't say I wouldn't live with somebody before I'm married. I would definitely not live with somebody who's never lived. You ain't gonna move from your parents' house to my house or a joint house, because again, I feel like you don't know how to do things. Like, I need you to have at least lived on your own before.
But
if you
have, like, it depends on if they done lived on their own before.
If you haven't,
make them assessments.
You ain't moving in my house.
Yeah, if you done lived with your parents the whole time, like, I really need to know what the whole situation is. Like,
what if they just afraid to move out on their own?
Then what gonna change about me? They
ain't on their own. They moving in with you.
Hell no. That is an indicator of other problems in the relationship. They having some kind of attachment issues if that's the case. That's what's going on. Like, they having attachment issues if they can't be by themselves. They gonna have a level of fear that I ain't trying to deal with. I'm a therapist outside of the home. I ain't trying to come home and be a therapist.
Exactly. I ain't trying to
deal with that shit. And furthermore, like, it's really hard to answer that question. Like, if a person got their thing going on for 3 years and then they get it together the 4th year, like, I'm not gonna know.
Hell no, so it ain't gonna matter to me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give a shit because I'm gonna have moved on by
then. If you live with your parents, ain't nothing wrong with that, but like, you need to have a way to get out of that situation.
I'm not gonna date somebody that lives with their parents and we be together for 3 years, and that whole 3 years you living with your parents. What the fuck is your plan that's taking you 3 years to get the fuck out? Like, no, that's way too long. That's way too long. There's no way. Not finna deal with that for 3 years. That's a long ass time to be living with your parents. Like, even if I was going to do it, you would not have 3 years. So by the 4th year, I ain't gonna know, because a year in, I can't. It's too much. Because, like, think about how you probably gonna meet their parents way quicker than you would have otherwise, because they fucking live with their parents. So if you come and get them or pick them up, or if I come to your house, I'm gonna have to meet your parents way earlier than what we would normally do if you lived outside of your parents' home and it was a choice where you got to wait for me to meet your parents the same way that you gonna wait to meet mine. Every nigga I go out with don't meet my mom and them. But if I live with my mom and them, it would be very hard for that to not happen outside of me always just meeting up with you outside of the house. Like, I feel like that would rush some situations more because of where you live at. And your parents gonna be more curious about me because who this little heifer you going out to see? You ain't at home no more because you out with her. Like, what we gonna meet? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to deal with that. I just don't. I want to meet your parents when you ready for me to meet your parents. I don't want to meet your parents because shit, I kind of got to if I come over to the house because they there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna rush stuff, and I'm not trying to do that.
I think so. The last part of the question is this like misogyny or something? I don't think it's misogyny. I think that's
a preference. You can have a preference to not want to date somebody that live at home.
I think it tells something about your life when you are living with your parents at a certain age. You know, if you never left your parents' home, it's probably some kind of attachment issues or some issues where your parents are micromanaging your life, and they would rather you not leave. That's a problem if you're moving into a relationship. If you were living by yourself and then now you're living with your parents, well, it's an indicator that, you know, maybe you made some bad life decisions. Maybe you're not managing your life and your finance and your money well. Like, a person gets an opportunity to make a decision based off of what they think that means. If it doesn't mean, like, if you haven't communicated with them and tell them what they want to know about that situation. So I don't think it's misogyny. I just think it's an indicator that lets you know what's going on. And if you don't want to date somebody like that, it means that you have considered what issues that may bring up in the context of a relationship.
It's just not attractive. It's
not attractive for a woman, for a man, because the way women view attractiveness in men is also intertwined in their ability to provide.
But I don't think it's attractive for a woman. I wouldn't think
it's not attractive for a woman to you.
That's what I'm saying to me. Obviously, I'm speaking from my point of view. As a 32-year-old woman, I would be embarrassed to tell a nigga that I'd stay at home with my parents. Like, it ain't attractive to me for a woman to do that either. Like, I wouldn't want to be like, yep, staying with my folks.
I'm just saying, for most men, there is a level of ass,
oh my God,
and titties, and overall, like, attractiveness and sexiness that overrides all of that shit. Like when you go to a register and something happened, and they call the manager to override that shit. Like that, it's like that. Like, because women are expecting more from men, in that sense, than men are expecting from women. That's just a societal dynamic.
Terrible.
Maybe that does play in the misogyny as a whole, but not, you know, the fact that it exists. The way you look at it is a misogyny. But, like, when you say that's not attractive, like, a woman who looks at a man and says, like, a man that's, like, real weak and coy and shy and shit, and say that's not attractive, that don't got nothing to do with his circumstances. That's just what he don't bring to the table. And so I feel like that plays to that part.
But I feel like that's more of a characteristic. That's a trait of his. That's who he is. You living with your parents is some shit. You can't necessarily help being shy or coy or whatever. You can absolutely help living with your motherfucking parents, especially down here. Like, I wouldn't look at, I mean, I guess some people would find that not attractive if you like men to be aggressive or whatever. But for me, that's a personality issue. This is something, it don't matter what your personality is, you're capable of living on your own. Like, that's the requirement that I have, that I feel like it don't matter what kind of dude I talk to, you're capable of having your own shit. You are. You could be shy, you could be outgoing, you could be whatever. And I've dated men of varying personalities who've had their own shit. So I feel like that's a different category. Like, how you are as a person is different from where you live.
Well, I was just using those examples to say, when a woman say that's not attractive, it's usually also intertwined with those characteristic personality traits of what's expected of a man in our society. Opposed to men don't always tie those things into those traits.
No, because y'all look at that ass.
We're the aesthetic creatures. We're the one that is, you know, if you go back to the history of men and women, men have secured women for their physique and their ability to bear children, and women have chosen men for their ability to provide. And so it don't matter what you look like if you can provide for a family, you know, to women. Like, traditionally. Now y'all do y'all own shit. Now y'all can do like, I don't need no man. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man.
I mean, I just think it means that you get to be more picky about the man you have. Like, I ain't gotta just settle for fucking, what's that, pickaninny looking nigga. We don't talk about
Kodak Black.
I don't have to settle for a Kodak Black because I do have some choices. I can wait on somebody better to come than Kodak Black that looks more appealing to me, who can also provide, because I can provide for myself until that moment happens. That's more how I look like it. I don't look like it as I don't need no man. It's I can provide for myself. I can. So until the right one comes along, I can chill. I'm good. I don't have to settle for a Kodak Black.
Okay.
Which,
I don't think anybody settles for a Kodak Black.
It's some bitches out there settling because he got money.
They settle
Absolutely.
for the bank account.
Well, you settling for him. You gotta look at this. You gotta wake up to that face to get that bank account. That is settling, because that is a scary fucking sight.
Whatever. But I hope that took care of your inquiry. Cole Jackson 12 at Twitter.
All right. If you have a question that you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it into the website, or you can send it into the Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com. 444.
What in the fuck did that shit even mean?
He has a song on there called 444 that he woke up at 4:44 in the a.m. and wrote. So he says. And it's the song in the middle of the album, because he feels like it's the song that ties the whole album together. That's what 444 means. It's a time.
Okay.
So I have not listened to the album with that being said, because I don't fuck with Tidal. So till that shit come on the Spotify, I shan't hear it. But I've heard
never gonna be on Spotify.
It's Beyonce. I bought her album, so that's why I don't know.
Not on.
That's some bull. Well, until I can stream it from somewhere else that ain't Tidal, I shan't be listening to it, because I'm not gonna buy a Tidal subscription just to listen to that shit. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm out of my free trial. I didn't use all my email addresses for other stuff, so I can't use it anymore. But I have heard enough about it to know that there are some people in their feelings about some of the situation. First of all, let me just say, the whole addressing their relationship through Lemonade and 444, I'm just not really with. It's like, I feel like y'all were being private and you could have just kept doing it. Don't get me wrong, I love Lemonade as an album, and I'm sure I would like 444 as an album, but like, damn, y'all. I mean, we don't need to necessarily know that shit, although it explains him getting his ass kicked in that elevator by Solange. But I don't know. I feel it just feels voyeuristic and some shit that we shouldn't necessarily know about them. With that being said, though, you have Boosie and his feelings about a line that said holding money up to your phone, or holding money up to your ear on Instagram, that ain't real money, or something to that effect. And Boosie got in his feelings talking about Jay-Z don't represent the South. Who the fuck ever said he did? And by saying that, are you saying that the South is represented by niggas who hold money up to their ear? Because that's terrible. That's like saying, why you talking white? Because I use proper English. The fuck? What is it that you're saying about black people by saying that? What exactly is it that you're saying about the South? And getting upset about that line, like he said your fucking name or some shit. Obviously, Boosie is feeling hit dog or holler. That's what my grandma always said. And obviously,
apparently he got an Instagram picture, I guess, with
him and like a million other niggas. Boosie, yeah. Do you know how common that is for ratchet hood ass niggas to do? Let me tell you how many niggas on Plenty of Fish that have sent me messages, have pictures of themselves holding a stack of money up to their ear like this is a very common thing, Boosie. You didn't create this. You're not the originator. You're not the only one who does it. So again, don't know why you would feel like that was directed at you when there are millions, literally, of niggas out here doing that. So don't understand that beef situation. Also, Kanye got in his feelings because I think it's the title track I think it's 444, where he talks about that rant that Kanye went on and basically said Ye didn't lost his mind. So Kanye got upset, and now he's suing Tidal for $14 million that he said that they didn't give him for Life of Pablo. And, I don't know if it's true or not that happened, because Tidal is also countersuing him. Not really sure what their countersuit is about, but I feel like he's just in his feelings because he you started this by doing this rant talking about it ain't gonna never be no Watch the Throne 2, and you don't let our kids play together, which your wife lets your daughter dress like a hooker. So I probably wouldn't let my little girl play with your daughter neither, to be truthful. Also, you call and ask me how I was doing after the Paris thing, but you didn't come and bring the kids and see how, like, you know, you had to let the world know how you felt, and now you get mad because he let the world know how he felt in a line, and now you want a suit. And I feel like it is not a coincidence that this suit is coming out at the release of this fucking album that he was probably not privy to until it came out like everybody else. And so, yeah, Kanye's in his feelings about it. He's a bit upset.
Man, you see these dudes who talking or just dudes who talk.
Yeah.
Kanye and Boosie, like they just, who listen to them?
I don't know.
Outside of their core fan base. Like, I don't give a damn what them motherfuckers
Not
got
really.
to say. As far as the album goes, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Lemonade and 444, you know, and how they communicated their relationship. I mean, some of it is just putting some rumors and speculation to sleep.
Yeah.
And you know what? Is being a little bit more vulnerable than we're used to in music, because how often do you really even get this dynamic?
That's true.
You know, because everybody was asking a lot of questions about Lemonade.
And
what I wonder is, like, did Beyonce let Jay-Z listen to Lemonade before it came out? and he'd be like, damn, I got to start writing the album now, babe. You're like, damn, I'm going to have to explain myself. And I wonder if he let her listen to that shit. Like, I wonder if they both gave the stamp of approval to put it out there, even though that's what was going on. I mean, I feel like they are wealthy enough, smart enough, and business savvy enough to put this together as a legitimate business plan.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, if you're going to put this out and you're going to put some stuff out here, you know, about me, and people going to think it's about me anyway, I'm going to have to make some follow-up shit. Yeah. You know, whether I can answer the questions, I can challenge that shit, or he took the apologetic perspective. He took the ownership. I'm taking accountability for this shit.
He didn't blame her for him cheating. He said he apologized. And he didn't apologize necessarily for the cheating. He apologized for committing to her before he was ready to do so, which I think a lot of people do. Doesn't excuse him cheating on her. It's still fucked up. But he's acknowledging that he fucked up, and he's acknowledging that he, you know, maybe jumped the gun a little bit. But, you know, I respect that. I respect his approach to discussing it. He didn't blame her or say, you know, whatever the fuck he could have said, or how niggas like to blame women for them cheating. Like, you decided to stick your dick in somebody else, but it's my fault.
I think cheating after a woman have your kids is the most fucked up thing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if these things necessarily took place before they had Blue. Afterwards. It sounds like this shit happened pretty early in their relationship. So it might not have been while they had kids, but like, just generally speaking, I think that's like really fucked up. And I've had dudes who talked about having, you know, those kind of interactions with people after they, you know, had kids, and it was because they body wasn't the same, or because they,
which is some bullshit. It ain't the same because she pushed your big-headed ass kid out. Like, the fuck? That's what happens. I mean, I don't know. I think Jay-Z wanted to lock Beyonce down before anybody else got to her, which was a very smart move on his part. But I think he did it before he was ready to have the amount of commitment it required to be in a relationship with her. Because she was going to be somebody who expected him to be monogamous, and he wasn't really ready to do that. But he also wasn't ready to let, you know, Slim Thug or nobody else. Because, you know, she did that Check On It song with Slim Thug, and Slim Thug was like, damn, I wish I could have snatched her up for myself. He said that before. But, like, I think he just was like, I'm going to lock this down. And it was a smart-ass move on his part, because she went on to become one of the biggest female entertainers in the fucking world, and they have made a lot of money together. And I think he just kind of did that before he really was ready to put in the work that was required for him to maintain the personal part of their relationship, in addition to all of the songs that they were putting out together and all of this shit. So I respect him for his approach, his apologetic approach, you know.
But, you know, it also goes to that situation where anybody can get cheated on out here.
Oh hell yeah!
That
And
was Beyonce.
I don't know why niggas or women think that this. And I teach a stress management class. It just for different groups, but one of the things I always point out to people, because one of the things that stress folks out the most is trying to change motherfuckers. You cannot change people. People are who they are, and it's not that people aren't capable of change. They're capable of change when they get ready to change and when they're ready for the change. And so just because you're ready or you see a need for them to change don't mean that they are going to. So you staying and changing yourself in the hopes that it's going to make that person change is going to be frustrating. It's going to be stressful. You're going to be upset because you think that it's some level of beauty or some level of being a good cook or being a good homemaker or being a freak in the bed, or you think it's some level that you're going to reach that's going to trigger this change in that person. And I don't think that's how that shit works. You know what I'm saying? Like, people change when they get ready to. It don't matter. So you can be Beyonce. You can be fucking Halle Berry. You can be one of the most beautiful women in the world. And a nigga still gonna cheat, because if that's what that nigga gonna do, that's what he gonna do. It has nothing to do with how attractive it is what he has at home. It's the lure of what he don't have. It's the lure of what's out there. And he just ain't ready to be monogamous. So, you know, that whole idea that, you know, I'm gonna be so great and so good. I know niggas will cheat on me. I will never say that anybody that I'm with will never cheat on me. I never say that, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that they wouldn't. And if they did, I would address it when it happened. But to say, oh, ain't no nigga gonna never cheat on me, please. It's not how that works.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate to have to think about, you know, if you can trust this person to not cheat on you. There's nothing you'll ever have an answer for.
I give everybody the benefit of the doubt till you show me otherwise. So, like, I don't go into a relationship. I'm not really like a jealous person. I don't go into a relationship like, is he gonna cheat on me? Until you show me some signs that I need to be concerned. I trust you as much as I would trust anybody that I'm getting to know. So I'm not finna be going through your phone or doing none of that shit. At the point that I feel a need to go through your phone, we already got a problem anyway. So, you know, I trust people as much as they allow me to trust them, I guess. And because, again, you don't know for sure that the person you with won't cheat on you. You don't. You hope. You operate under the hope that they won't. But at the end of the day, there's no way for you to know that, because the right or wrong circumstances can occur. Y'all could have it could be anything. It's because that's one of those things where it's like one of them split decisions where you make the wrong fucking decision and shit is just fucked up now. I would never say that nobody would cheat on me. I wouldn't, because I don't know that shit. I would hope not. Especially if you spent this money on this ring and married my ass and I done gave you children. I would really hope that you wouldn't. But I would never say that for sure that you wouldn't, because I don't know.
Yeah, niggas cheating on
Niggas cheat. Bitches cheat too. And bitches cheat on niggas every day. We just better at it.
Not after he have her kid.
No, I wouldn't say that. It happens sometimes.
Men don't have kids.
Now, after they've had his kid, they still will cheat.
I know that happens.
Yeah.
But like the burden of responsibility is, in that sense, is on the man.
Yeah.
But women
unless
you got a pure scallywag out here, then, you know, woman ain't really, you know, cheating on you like that. We're
not visual. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We're a lot more emotional. I feel like we get more connected as well. So it's going to take a lot more to break that connection. Like, you know, whereas niggas is ass and titties. Ass and titties.
I don't know.
But yeah, I haven't listened to the album. Yeah, I've heard that he did talk about some social justice issues in the album, which if he did, kudos to him for that.
Of OJ.
So
he have a line where it be like, black. I'm just gonna say some random words because I don't know exactly what it is. Like big nigga, little nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, fake nigga, real nigga, still nigga.
Yeah.
Like that's
kind
of the gist of the song. It's called A Story of OJ. I don't know why, but it's one line where he be like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. And then it's a lot awkward silence, and he's like, okay. And so it's just like, I know that I got to have something to do with the title, but I like that song. I just hadn't listened to no more of the other shit. And he got a video behind it that have like these Pickaninny type characters on it with the big lips and the black,
Yeah.
So I like that. I was trying to listen to the rest of it, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to listen to Lemonade all the way through, then listen to his album right after that. So I listened to Lemonade the other day, and then I wanted to listen to it right there. So if there were anything that correspond with Lemonade in that album,
the Beckys correspond.
Yeah. So I listened to.
I know that part,
and I'm gonna listen to the other one.
Again, I loved Lemonade. I love the visual album aspect to it. The videos are really well done. I loved all the black imagery, black culture imagery that was within it. I mean, I loved Lemonade, and I'm sure I'm a Jay-Z fan. I don't really listen to like new hip hop. Fight me, but I don't. I listen to this shit, especially this mumble rap. I can't. No shade to anybody who enjoys it. I can't get with the shit personally. So if I'm listening to hip hop, it's usually gonna be Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac. It's gonna be not current shit unless it's J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar. There's some exceptions within there. Like if a song is catchy and it plays on the fucking radio all the time, I might grow to like that song, but it isn't gonna be enough where I'm gonna say, let me go listen to a whole Migos album. Not gonna happen, because I ain't really into that whole mumbling shit. Not my thing. I feel like that's for the young folks, and I'm gonna let them have that, because I can't get with it. So me personally, I'm a Jay-Z fan. I will listen to 444. I'm just not big enough fan to join Tidal to do so. So if I have to listen to it song by song as that shit is released visually, I will do that. Not gonna join Tidal though. That's what I'm not gonna do. Sorry, Jay. We share a birthday, December the 4th. That's both of our birthdays.
Damn.
Yep. I think
I'm not a Jay-Z fan, but I did listen to the Blueprint, which is a fantastic
album.
I
love the Blueprint.
And the Black album.
Yep.
That was back. That
like
was
the Black
that was
album,
the best Kanye.
And back out.
The Blueprint was the best Kanye that we could get. The one that just made beats and we didn't hear shit from.
I gotta talk about him and his wife, but what's your next story before I get into that bullshit?
Oh no, I got so many stories. I'm gonna skip some of these hoes, but a YouTuber got killed by his girlfriend in a failed prank. Have you heard of that story?
I haven't, but I know that there are a ton of let me just say this. If I was in a relationship right now and my boyfriend was a YouTuber and he was doing pranks all the time, I would probably break up with him, especially if they were pranks on me. I don't know why that became like why people enjoy. It's annoying. It's just annoying. It's annoying for me to watch because I get irritated. Like I'm the like it's like why would you? And they do like stupid shit like fake proposal and shit. Like how you supposed to come back from that? Like I didn't accept this proposal that it was a prank and now we supposed to go home. No, motherfucker. Like no. Like I don't get that. But it's a lot of ridiculous ass pranks that couples do on YouTube. Like I don't know when this wave came in, but there are so many prank videos and it's just I don't get it and I find the shit annoying. And future boyfriend, don't fucking prank me. I ain't got the personality for that and I will cuss you out.
300,000 subscribers, so I'm pretty sure they was getting paid a decent penny to keep subscribers. I think what happens with a lot of these channels is when their views start declining, then they start having to do things that are gonna bring them views about. So
because pranks are popular right now. So I mean, again, people like it for some reason, but it just annoyed the shit out of me. What was this? What were they doing that he ended up fucking dead?
Apparently, he been trying to get her to do this prank for about a year, and I'm really over people using prank to refer to stupid shit. Like when you see them videos of dudes going into the hood, like I don't know if you've seen this, but there's videos of dudes going into the hood and they go up and they pull people who busting slack their pants up.
You gonna die if you in the wrong hood.
Yeah, like because several times they did it, guns fell out, and it's terrified them when it happened, not enough to stop doing it. But they'll scream out, "It's a prank! It's a prank!" No, like, and I think with the people, when you say that, the people know that it's on camera, so they don't do anything. But like, that's not a prank. That's stupid shit. That's going into a community that you don't know anything about and trying to get some views and ratings off of interacting with that community negatively. It's another one where they go and they ask people who got their cell phones out in them same communities, black communities, what time it is, and they snatch their phone out their hand to check the time and then try to give it back. But by that time, they already getting wailed on, and they get pistols pulled out on them, all kinds of stuff.
Why would you, why would you put yourself at risk? Like, and you know that these people are not going to find it. It's funny to you because you know what's going on. They just going to react like they would react to anybody snatching their fucking phone, which is to wail the fuck on your head.
And my problem is they going into the black communities and doing this, and so if the black person do something to that person, then it's just going to be another black person that's going to be convicted of a crime because it's also going to be on video. But like, at a certain point, you shouldn't have been in that environment being that way. So what happened was he been trying to get her to do this for a year, and it's not a prank, it's just stupid shit. But he had a book, like a 1.5, 2 inch thick book, and put it to his chest and wanted her to shoot the book.
With a gun?
Now, he had done this before. He shot a book before in which the bullet didn't go all the way through, and he showed her that book. So I'm sure he believed that the book that he had, the bullet wasn't gonna go through. I'm sure that, you know, she believed him when he said, you know, it ain't gonna go all the way through. But she shot the man in the chest with a book on it. So they end up with a book with a hole in it and a motherfucker with a hole in him.
Like a penny
And he
with
died
a
on the
hole.
scene. They said that was so fucked up. Like, and she
Now she got to live a whole rest of her life knowing she done killed your monkey ass because you wanted to do this motherfucking prank.
Well, she going to jail.
They're gonna put her in jail?
She gonna go to jail for that shit.
Why?
Because she killed somebody. What are you talking about?
But
On video.
the intent was not for him to die, very obviously.
Don't got shit to do.
Intent does. It depends.
Well, the difference between capital murder and manslaughter. The difference in murder. Murder 1, murder 2. You know, but she killed somebody.
I bet they gonna get off.
On
I bet
purpose.
she did not kill him on purpose.
She did kill him on purpose.
She did not kill him on purpose. Her purpose going into that was not to kill him. That was not her purpose in doing that.
That kill him was done on purpose.
So if somebody dies in the course of like a sexual act that was consensual on both sides, are they gonna go to jail because their purpose was to kill the other person?
Her purpose wasn't to kill him. Her purpose was to shoot him in the chest with a book on it.
And him walk away from it. The same way the purpose was for us to have this sexual encounter that had choking.
How did the person die in that sexual encounter?
Either from, let's see, how have people died in those? From either asphyxiation or latex allergy that they didn't know about, and they put on a whole latex suit and started convulsing and died.
Who had the latex suit?
The person that died.
If they knew they was allergic to latex,
They didn't know they was. Obviously, they wouldn't put it on. But how
was this their first time having sex? Have they never used a condom before?
Maybe it was her that put the latex on. She still would have had latex involved. But people have people have a latex allergy. So those who have latex allergy, how do they have sex?
They gotta use them sheep condoms.
The lamb skin.
Yeah.
Them sheep condoms. Let's not do the latex. Okay, erotic asphyxiation.
You choke somebody to death.
Yes.
You choke somebody to death.
You would still be charged with murder because you killed somebody on purpose? Because you said she killed him on purpose, so would you still be killing somebody on purpose if you having sex and y'all choke? He choke you every time y'all have sex, and you haven't died. And this time he choked you for too long.
Well, the world don't know how many times y'all choking each other.
What if they
this time, what
if they made videos? What if it was on video? Same situation. They love to video themselves doing this. So he got months of videos where every time they done had sex, he been choking her and she been with it, and they both walk away.
So there is a level of a bunch of people that's gonna be okay with it, but who's gonna get justice for the death? Like, what if this was your mama and your pops? You know, her and your pops started to get into a little thing.
Why do you have to do that? You have to use the worst possible.
Okay.
A friend, a cousin. Do you have to go to fucking parents?
Forget your parents. Let's go into the future. Daddy ain't around no more. Your mama getting her groove back.
Why does my mom have to be involved in this?
Because you need to be close to it to see how.
A cousin. I'm close to my cousin because it's gross.
She might like asphyxiations.
No, absolutely not. We are not using our mom for this example. No, pick another family member.
Your favorite cousin.
All right.
Your favorite cousin is with a dude who you may be fond of, you may not like. You don't really know shit about their relationship. And
I mean, I would probably know. My favorite cousin, I would know if she was in the choking.
And your cousin ends up dead, and she got choke marks on the neck, and he's saying that we do this all the time. It just went overboard. Like, are you gonna be able to say it was a mistake? They do it all the time. No consequence for this person.
If I know that she was into choking, because if it's my favorite cousin, I know a whole lot about her sex life, so I would know that she was into choking, and I would know that this was something that she had been doing.
So you're going to look at it as her decision to participate in that led to her death, but he shouldn't be held responsible for it.
Because it was a consensual thing that, like, he did not go in and be like, I'm going to choke this bitch to death. Like, why would I get upset at him when she was a part of it? If she liked to be choked, because again, let me tell you something. My cousin called me and was like, girl, you need to try this choking shit. It's amazing. It make the climax better. I'm going to be like, bitch, you crazy. You need to stop that before you get killed. This is going to be a conversation I'm going to have already had with her.
What's going to happen is,
now the rest of the family might feel different because maybe they don't know she getting choked out. Maybe they don't know that this was her sexual preference, and so maybe they would be upset because it's like, this nigga lying.
Listen, what's gonna happen is if the federal government and state government stop giving consequence for death by asphyxiation during consensual sex, then I promise you, death's gonna rise. Because all he gotta be like is like his last words. I hate you, bitch.
But what I'm saying is,
they ain't gonna believe this shit was on purpose.
No, I'm not saying in a situation where it ain't no way for them to know that this was not the first time. I'm saying in a situation where it's amongst her friends, amongst me, amongst people that know her, that know she like this shit, or with this situation, they make pranks for a living. He stood there while she held a gun and shot. Like, it's very obvious that this was not on purpose. It's very obvious that this is something that they were both in sync, but this very obvious was an accidental death. Very obvious. Why would she get charged with an accidental death when he was complicit in it? Like, and you have video evidence that this was what happened.
I don't know.
Like, this ain't a situation where she just saying, oh, I shot him by accident, we were doing a prank. You have video evidence of probably him setting the shit up and him being like, okay, ready, you have evidence that he was very much aware of this, that because so I don't know if it was in the video or if they just wrote it up in the article, that he had been trying to get her to do this for a while and she had been saying no, but he was like, no, it's safe, I've done it before, it worked out. Why would she be charged with a murder or even manslaughter? Like, her intent wasn't even to cause harm. It was to do this prank and for them to both go on about their life. And you have video evidence that it was an accidental death.
There's plenty of motherfuckers in jail.
Is she white?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they Latino. They might be Latino.
If they Latino, then she might go to jail. If she white, she ain't going to jail. She not, because they're going to be like, oh my God, this was just a prank gone wrong. She's not going to go to jail.
There's plenty of motherfuckers that's in jail for
white folks,
crimes that they ain't mean to commit, that they committed. It's still a crime. It don't matter whether they intend or not. That was a crime. That was a criminal act.
But why would intent be a part of it at all if intent don't matter?
Why would intent be a part of it at all if it don't matter? That's legal shit.
Because there have been people who had situations where somebody got killed and it was a freak accident or accident and they haven't been charged. But there have also been cases, like I think we talked about it on, I don't know, you might remember this because you brought it up. There was a case where these boys got to fighting, I think, and one dude fell and hit his head and died. Mm-hmm. Now, in that situation, y'all were obviously trying to cause each other harm. You didn't mean to kill him, but the whole purpose was y'all fighting. That's different to me than this girl doing a prank with her boyfriend where he was the one who wanted her to do it, completely not realizing that they might die from it or he might die from it. Like, I feel like that's not the same situation as somebody fighting and accidentally causing a death in the mid, because your intent was to cause harm to this person. It just wasn't to kill him. But her
like that's the same shit. You saying the exact same thing.
No. She was not trying to cause harm to him. He was trying to show that he could get hit with it, because otherwise it wouldn't been no need for the book. He thought the bullet wasn't going to go through the book. So the intent was not to cause him harm. It was to do what he thought and she thought was a harmless prank, which it wasn't, and it's stupid.
Well, that's the problem. Her fucking altered reality in which she didn't think holding a gun to somebody, pulling the trigger with a book and it potentially going through there and hitting him in the chest, her altered view of what she thought might happen shouldn't be that intent that you base it on. The intent that you use is that she held a fucking gun up to somebody's chest without no scientific research, without knowing how fast the bullet travel, without knowing how much a book would withstand. Like, a fucking rocket scientist can calculate for you whether that would be successful or not, and which book would or would not be.
I'm not saying I would do it. I would have probably broke up with the nigga if he had kept pressuring me to do this shit, because you fucking crazy. But again, I don't know that she should spend a good portion of her life locked up because she did something stupid with somebody who wanted her to do it. Like, if she had just done this prank and he wasn't aware of it, he would just sleep and she decided, oh, I'm gonna do this and put this book up here, okay. But the fact that he on camera and this was his idea, it was his whole setup. Like, it just seems like an injustice to me. It was stupid. Both of them shouldn't have been doing it. Absolutely. It's unfortunate that he lost his life. But I mean, she obviously loved this nigga. She stayed with him enough for him to be nagging her about this, for a year to do it. Like, I don't know.
She need to pay for being too dumb to realize that this shit, in the worst case scenario, could kill somebody. I mean, that gun could have backfired and blew her goddamn face off.
It could have.
I mean, I'm just saying that shit don't happen often. But I'm just saying, if I pour scalding hot water on you, not thinking that you might be able to die from it, then you dying is a consequence of my dumb ass not knowing that this shit could go south.
Why would you be pouring scalding hot water?
This shit actually happened. Like, this shit happened.
What is wrong with people? Like, who?
And she, like, the girl who did it on the video did it so innocently, like,
the scalding hot water?
Yeah, she was like, I'm finna surprise him. I got some boiling hot water. I'm gonna pour it on him. And she ran out to him when he got his car, poured it on him, and he just like, he just went into straight, I just got fucked up mode. Like, that people do that shit. Like,
and so he didn't know, and he was not a accomplice in it, right? She just decided she was gonna do this on his. Who the fuck? Who looks at somebody they love and be like, I'm gonna scald the shit out of him, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Well, one, she don't know what the word scald means. Two,
why she don't know what the word scald means?
Because if the bitch knew what it meant, she wouldn't have poured scalding hot water on his ass. She can't know what scalding means.
That bitch knew what a gun did and she still shot it, so she can know what scalding means.
And that's why her ass need consequences, because she did that shit.
What happened to the girl that killed him via the scalding water?
I don't know. I don't even know if he died. I just saw pictures of him fucked up and wrapped up in the hospital.
No.
He might have lived, but he wasn't happy.
I just don't understand people that come up like now the regular prank, like the I'm breaking up with you, or like the there was a song lyric one where you text people song lyrics and like let them respond and keep. Okay, I guess. I mean, I still wouldn't do those. It's annoying and I think it's stupid. But like when you get the shit like scalding somebody or shooting somebody with a gun, why would you do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, how is that a prank? That's not a prank.
Future girlfriend. If I ever try to convince you to do something like shoot me in the chest or something, It's a trap. I'm gonna break up with your ass if you point some goddamn weapons at me. It's over. I was testing you to see if you could potentially do some shit to
And
me.
you failed.
That would fuck my life up. And you failed.
Failed
Okay?
horrifically.
We're done. Get your shit together and go. But she need consequences for being stupid.
I mean,
And I feel like they're going to use this case
as an example.
To make people say, you need to think twice about this shit y'all
Maybe.
doing because you can go to jail.
I feel like this ain't the first time somebody done died behind this.
It ain't. I guess it's the first time that they had 300,000 subscribers.
I don't know. I feel like it's been some, I have to look. I feel like it's been some other instances where like they had a large following and did some stupid shit where I don't know if it resulted in a death, but I don't get the prank shit. Like I just, I have a YouTube channel and because I haven't been posting, like I obviously don't have 300,000. I have like about 1,600 subscribers, but my videos don't get a ton of views because I took like a long ass break, and I think people just stay subscribed even though they don't give a fuck no more. But even with that being the case, it has never crossed my mind. Let me do some prank shit and maybe it'll get for what? Like, I don't understand why you would want to prank people, and then you prank the people that you care about. I mean, I guess though people who going in the hood doing this shit is pranking strangers, which is somehow worse. If as far as your safety wise, that's worse. Like asshole wise, I feel like doing that to like your boyfriend, girlfriend, or family members is worse. But safety wise, going to the hood and fucking with somebody that look like they'll fuck you up just because you in the hood without you even touching them, it's real stupid. It's real stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, she gotta live her whole rest of her life knowing she killed her boyfriend.
That ain't enough.
She gonna probably end up in an insane asylum.
They got a kid and a baby on the way too.
God, she gotta tell her kids that she killed they like that.
They probably was goddamn watching.
Well, one of them, not the one that's on the way, he wasn't watching, but the one that's here might have been.
Heard a loud ass noise and my body shake.
Probably in there kicking like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow. So she was pregnant and
like, and a pregnant woman. What? I just don't. Would a pregnant woman take that chance? Would a woman with a fucking family on the way and this man is the family, would you take that chance?
I personally wouldn't. Obviously, she felt different.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what she did. She won a stupid fucking prize. And she need to win the motherfucking grand prize of getting her ass locked up.
If she pregnant and she got them kids, they definitely probably ain't going. We'll see, but I don't think she gonna get locked up. At the most, she might get probation and some community service. But again, now she gotta raise these 2 kids, and YouTubers usually that's what their income is. So now she gotta figure out how the fuck she gonna help take care of these kids on her own. Like, that was so fucking stupid. The fact that she was pregnant and had a kid is even stupider. Like, because now she ain't gonna want to do YouTube, probably can't do YouTube, so that's down the drain. And they both probably were not working regular jobs, because most people with 300,000 plus subscribers dedicate their full time to YouTubing. So you ain't even got no job, maybe no skills, depending on how young you are, because a lot of them don't go to college and shit. And you got you pregnant and got a toddler that you now got to take care of because you killed their daddy. Because of a prank. That is so fucking stupid.
It is.
Oh my god. Migos. I did not watch the BET Awards, but this was like one of the most talked about situations from. It wasn't even during the show, was it? The interview that was.
Nah.
So Migos, in their floral best, we're doing an interview with Joe Budden and what's the other guy's name?
Academics.
And at some point, Joe was like, we need to wrap it up. Now, let me just say this. I had to like watch it again because I started laughing so hard at the fact that Academics asked him a question, or no, he he said something, and then I don't know which one of the Migos responded, and I still something bad and bullshit. Like, it didn't even sound like he was speaking words. Like, who doesn't? Is this how you talk?
He had they got a video for Bad and Bougie, and one of the Migos that responded was not blatantly in the forefront of the video. He was like somewhere in there, and he was like, "Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?" And I was like, "Yes, the fuck it does look like you left off Bad and Bougie."
That's not how he said it. He did not say, "Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?" I
actually heard it the first time.
Really? I did not. All I heard was Bad and Bougie, and then Academics was like, "Excuse me," because he couldn't understand him.
No, DJ Academic said that they couldn't hear anybody on the carpet. They said that it wasn't a matter of not understanding him. They couldn't hear him at all.
They had been saying "huh" before then, so why was it just at that point that he was like, "Excuse me, what'd you say?"
I don't know.
Because I don't know that it was any. I think that was them trying to clean that up. That nigga, you couldn't understand what the fuck. Even if they had heard his ass, it sounded like he was mumbling. Bad and bullshit. Anyhow,
I don't like Joe Budden.
Neither here nor there.
I never have.
Joe Budden was like,
hate him with no shit.
He was like, wrap it up. And Academics is like, you know, Migos is one of my favorite groups, or something to that effect. And Joe, he stood up and dropped the mic and walked the fuck off. And then you see all three of the Migos just stand up and just look like, nigga, what the fuck is the problem? And so then it was like a little skirmish in the back.
I think it was some shit going on in the background that we don't much know
there
about.
Was, and Cole told us about it.
Joe Budden interacted with that morning, who was the manager of Lil Yachty and Migos, was actually back there when Joe Budden got up. I think he got up to go confront him, and I think that them being managed by that person, they got up to go and support that person being confronted by Joe Budden. So I don't think, I mean, a big part of it was, I don't give a fuck about this interview, but I think it was something going on to take his attention to where he got up, dropped the mic, and went over there. I'm not sure if it's exclusively because he wasn't interested at all in the Migos and it was to just disrespect them, but it's known that Joe Budden don't like them groups and would disrespect them if he get an opportunity to.
I mean, Joe Budden is an asshole. He an asshole to everybody. He's a well-known asshole that's his shtick. That's what he does.
There's a lot of memes and videos and shit that came from that shit.
Yes. That are hilarious.
You know how they do.
And all three of the Migos was just like they was some background dancers for Prince. Like them floral shirts unbuttoned with the leather pants. It was a lot going on, like ensemble wise. Like they were very extra in that. I don't give a fuck about the Migos or Joe Budden, to be honest. I ain't no hip hop head, and I already just said that I don't do this new hip hop and mumble rap and all of that shit. No shade to anybody who enjoys it. You do you. It is not my cup of tea. So I just thought it was funny to see them all stand up and be like, what the fuck? And Joe to just walk the fuck off stage in the middle of an interview. But that's about all I have to say about that. I don't really give a shit about either one of them. I just thought it was funny. And their outfits definitely were Prince-esque. I don't really know who dressed them, but Lord.
So a teen road rage accident happened, right? This grown-ass man got into a confrontation with somebody because
an 18-year-old.
They both tried to merge into the same
lane, which
lane.
happens all the time.
And he got on a shot in the head,
which is such
extreme road rage.
I have never. And if you live in Birmingham, Alabama, especially in the morning or in the evening when everybody going or coming from work, traffic is ass. And people are assholes. And some people won't let you in and you think they letting you in, then they speed up. It's all kind. Never, ever have I been in a traffic situation where I was so angry that I would take the other person's life. That is so fucking crazy to me. And again, he can't say he wasn't he shot her in the head.
I just wonder how many people that are passing us and that we're cutting off by accident are potentially capable of getting angry enough to hurt.
That's terrifying.
You. Like that.
That is very scary.
Got out and shot her in the head. I mean, I wonder if it has something to do with her being black. You know, I don't automatically jump to it.
I don't automatically, yeah. I mean, because there are people that just have that level of rage when they're driving.
Well, I mean, and I ask that because, like, if this white person feels like a black life is really not worth that much, you know, in the context of how society has painted, you know, our value and worth, you know, would it have been different if he had an interaction with a white man or a white woman? You know,
I don't know.
He shot her in the fucking head.
That's ridiculous. A kill shot. Like, again, he was intending to end her life because she cut him off.
And you know, people be talking about gun laws, so I don't really have much more for that story, but a doctor opened fire in New York in a hospital. He got fired, right, for sexual harassment. A couple of weeks go by, he come back and he light the place up. He shot people in the neck, kill some people. And it said that he had bought the gun 2 weeks before he did that. Mm-hmm. And it made me think about, like, the effectiveness of gun laws, even if they came about. Because gun law system protects people from those who have prior problems with guns
or prior mental mental illness. But if you don't have an established diagnosis, like you know how many people are running around here that's fucking undiagnosed, some kind of personality disorder. Like,
if I got mad at you right now, Red, and my goal was to spray you up with a pistol, I can go get a gun right now, have that shit, even if the laws reflected me having to have a fucking background check, a waiting period, all that shit, and I can chop you down. Mm-hmm. You know, so like, are gun laws really going to be effective?
I think that they'll cut it. I mean, I don't know that there's a way other than taking guns away from everybody, which will never fucking happen. I don't know that there's a way to account for every situation. Like, how would you? So, what law would you make to account for those people who had the potential or the possibility to do that? I mean, I guess if you made them take, like,
I mean, I remember listening to Comic View where, you know, it might have been Comic View, it might have been something after that where the comedian was like, maybe it was Chris Rock, bullets should just cost $1,000 a piece, goddamn. It wouldn't be no accidental bullshit. I promise you, that motherfucker wasn't finna go buy no $1,000 bullets and spray up a whole damn room of people.
The NRA would never allow that, though, because that is infringing upon people's right to bear arms if you make it where they can't afford it.
Well, you know what? To me, they can still bear the arms. They just can't bear the goddamn ammunition. That ain't what the Second Amendment say. So technically,
now
if you're a constitutionalist, you know what I'm saying? Back then, they had fucking muskets.
They did. Well, they had
own goddamn gunpowder. Don't sit here and say, "Oh yeah, the Second Amendment say we have the right to bear arms and ammo."
They will, because without the ammo, it makes the arms useless. But I feel like there's not going to be a way to account for every situation. But as much as we can take out the ones that we can from being able to legally own guns, I think we should. Like, if you had the mentality of it's not going to stop everybody, so why do it at all? Then, I mean, the people that it would potentially keep from being able to legally own a gun, they're going to be out here with these motherfuckers that we don't know about. Other than, again, because it's people that go their whole life undiagnosed with mental illness or undiagnosed with a personality disorder that make them somebody more likely to take a life if they get the right amount of mad, that, you know, will live their entire life and not know about it. So there's not a way for us to, like, account for that.
Well, something I started thinking about lately is, especially as it pertains to, like, white people who are extremist advocates for Second Amendment rights. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of them probably have issues that would keep them from being able to get guns.
Oh yeah, that's why they don't want it. Yeah, because they gonna be in that group that ain't gonna be able to fucking get the guns. I think so. Probably most of the people that are huge NRS. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Because that's why. Because otherwise, why would they be so much against that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Because guess what? If they make a law that said, like, if it is not going to directly impact me, I ain't going to be upset about it.
And the NRA, like, as far as the NRA goes, the NRA is a business. Like,
Yeah.
the NRA, they own, you know, gun accessory shops and
So they want as many people as
as many
possible.
people to be able to have guns as possible because they going
It's
to profit.
lucrative.
And the lobbyists from that's going to profit. But if you're not somebody that's going to profit from that in terms of business, then
You're
I
fucked.
feel like a lot of people just support that
Yeah.
shit because a lot of them would not be able to get guns if that shit passed.
Yeah, because if you one of these people that have to worry about cutting somebody off accidentally and then dying behind it, like, that's so, again, I done got real upset in my car on 65. I have, because these motherfuckers just, sometimes it's just like, really? Never have I got so upset that I was like, I'm gonna follow this person and pull over and get my gun and blow them away. Like, I ain't never got that upset at anybody about anything, especially not driving. Like, is it annoying? Absolutely. Does it make me angry? Sure it does. It's not rage though. It's just annoyance. It's irritation. It's bitch, get the fuck out of my way. But it ain't like enough to want to kill somebody. Speaking of killing somebody,
Goddamn. The transition.
Venus Williams is on the hook for a vehicle. Well, I don't know if they're calling it a vehicular homicide. Probably so. I don't know what else.
Venus ain't killed no damn body.
No, she didn't. But she was in the car that created an accident where an old man that was like 79 died. So she was at a light. And the traffic was pretty backed up. And you know when you get in those situations where you could either stop at the line because you don't know if the light gonna change before you get a chance to go on and not block the intersection, or whether you decide to like go on. Now that I got a mini car, I go because my ass is never in the way. My car's so small. But you've all probably had that. So she decided that she was going to go ahead and go on forward, I guess in the hope that traffic would clear up ahead to where she wouldn't have her ass in the road. But light changed before she got out. She was still like edging it. Like 5 miles per hour was what every article I've seen has said. And this older couple where the woman was driving, the man wasn't even driving, hit her car that was in the intersection, and the man died some kind of way.
Some kind of way. Shit. I bet that woman drove and hit that car on purpose and stabbed that motherfucker in his stomach. Nobody checked that shit because they thought he just died.
So Venus is is in fault for this accident because her car was in the intersection, and of course the family, I think, is looking for some monetary compensation.
I would be too
for this death, but it's
cut the check.
Different from when Brandy killed them folks. Fight me, Cole, because I know he a Brandy fan, so you can fight me about it. But she killed them folks. She sure the fuck did. It's a little different from Brandy's vehicle situation. And then Caitlyn, did she kill somebody with her car?
Who?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes.
Caitlyn, it's different from that situation as well. So Venus, gonna have to deal with this shit.
If that killed that man, he was knocking on heaven's door anyway.
I don't know how. I keep waiting for them to like release what the cause of death was, because if both cars are moving at 5, like that's a tap. Motherfucker, my mama ran somebody over. A body hit a body week before last, and he didn't die. She hit a human being with her car, going about the same speed, and he didn't die. He ain't had a car to protect him. So how the fuck did this old man die?
Probably died from being startled. Goddamn. Old people, they need to start assessing old people. You need to take a driver's test.
Yep.
After you turn 16, you need to take one 16 before you might die.
The fuck.
Yeah, your average life expectancy.
I
If it's 70, everybody need to take a goddamn test at 55.
My mom turned 60 like the day before she hit this guy, and I was like, do we need to take your license? Like, you just turned 60 and now you running people over with your car. Like, is it time for you to like just Uber? Like, what is going on? But he obviously was like a drug. He had drugs on him, was on drugs, or had warrants because she hit him and she got out the car. He was like, "Ma'am, don't call the police. I'm fine. I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm cool. Don't call the police." Which my mom called the police anyway. Damn. And that motherfucker took off running.
Shit, son.
But she did hit. So he didn't die. He was good enough to run away from the scene. This old man in the car, not even in the driver's seat, died from a 5-mile-per-hour wreck. Like, what?
Don't make sense.
It don't make sense. I keep waiting for more details to be released because I just want to know how that had to be from like a heart attack from the I don't know. Maybe he had on a pacemaker. He did not die from that car accident. The accident itself. It had to be like some kind of result of being frightened or I don't know.
Ain't no telling.
Watch these old people.
Time got away from us real good on this episode.
Yep.
But I always have more stories than I plan on having. So I'm just going to throw the stuff going on this week that I was going to make mention of. And you know what? If you want to dialogue about it, and in my thoughts about it, just hit us up on the Facebook page, on Conversation Con Artists Facebook page, or hit me up on Twitter, and I have a dialogue about it. But Trump in his tweet, he tweeted the CNN
when he whooping their ass.
Yeah, not only that, but the day before that he tweeted about one of those news anchors.
Oh, about her having plastic surgery. Yeah.
That was a problem. A black valedictorian in Mississippi, in a school where there hasn't been a black valedictorian in 20 years, they made her a co-valedictorian with a white person. I've never done this before, but it don't seem like they wanted that student to be
that is some bullshit.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Wealthy black communities are being investigated by the GOP. One of the legislators is saying that they believe that these successful communities, somehow their credit scores are being tampered with, and the things that are helping them become wealthy, the school scores, because their education scores are going up and being tampered with. So, the concept of the idea that, black people are becoming more educated, less violent, and all of this jazz, blah, 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 blah. Which it ain't black people who are not educated and not violent. It's the environment that has created those circumstances under which they survive and exist. But, whatever it is. And a black police officer was shot by a fellow police officer. The police officer that was shot was black. The one that shot him was white. And this was after he identified himself, after other officers were on the scene and knew who he was. A brand new officer pulled up, got out, and shot him. So, and they're calling it friendly fire. And that was stupid.
Yep.
But anyway, them are the stories I got.
I was going to talk shit about Kim making Jamaican food. Or lying about Jamaican food. That bitch ain't made no damn Jamaican food.
She might have.
She ain't made that shit.
All you got to do is put some jerk spice on something and you made Jamaican
All
food.
The Jamaican people that's listening going to come for you because that is not what they do.
I know that's not what they do. I've read recipes with their techniques, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not hard to make foods of other cultures.
Yeah, but you're not Kim Kardashian. I just don't feel like Kim makes shit. Like, she don't, even that soul food. I don't believe she made that shit either.
I'm pretty sure she made it. It just tasted weird because white people got seasoned mouths, except that one you talked about.
Oh, my coworker.
She ain't white.
She is white.
No, she ain't.
Who? Kim is Armenian. Yeah. She's Armenian.
Why don't she make no goddamn Armenian food?
Exactly. That I was gonna just talk about them. She just got to fucking cultivate some. I mean, not appropriate some shit.
Armenians,
I don't know what I mean.
Eat goats.
Oh, okay.
Goat milk, goat cheese sandwich.
That was the only other story I had. I fucking hate you so much.
I feel like Armenia is a very, very specific culture to listen to this episode to be angry.
Yeah, doubtful. Yeah, I doubt any Armenians are listening. So
if you listening and you're not Armenian, you got Armenian friends, don't be no snitch. Don't do it. Don't be a snitch.
Don't be no snitch.
Anyway, you got anything else on your mind?
Hopefully I won't have any tales of pulling stuff out of Remy's ass for next week. Let's hope not.
Hope not.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of Girl Scout cookies. I think I'm going to try to find a way to give some away on the podcast. I gave some away last year.
Yeah. Should. Because you got a shit ton. It's ridiculous.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, Until we come to the next conversation,
We out.
holla.